Hi, my name is Aswin Gunasekar. I'm the founder and CEO at Zeto. Zeto is a company that is transforming neurodiagnostics, particularly in the space of EEG brain monitoring. Our mission is to provide the best in class and easy to use EEG technology for three reasons. Number one, for advancing neurodiagnosis. Number two, to improve patient outcomes, and number three, to make timely and life-saving decisions for our physicians. We were founded in late 2014. Um, my first motivation to start the company was around my cousin who had a severe form of epilepsy growing up, and for him, there was not too many tools uh, to know enough about his condition. So I started the company to make a better smart monitoring device for patients like him, to be able to monitor their condition and uh, have a better life. And that was the motivation and the story behind the inception of the company. As I got into it, I realized um, neurodiagnostics was pretty behind. If you compare it to EKG and the information we have about the heart, it's about decades ahead. But when it comes to the brain, we are really much, much behind. So that's what really got me thinking about the industry at large. I was also informed by physicians when I developed an early prototype to actually go ahead and do this right and transform the space if we could, because they said no one else is doing it, might as well give it a shot. So that's really how it all got started. Was very informed by uh, physicians who wished us well and got us going, and also patients and families, which we really felt if we could make a difference in the long run, it could be transformational. Yeah, the current standard of care is um, a trained operator who has really studied how to do this is bringing in a huge cart and they are gluing down wires on the scalp. And that's the status quo right now. And it's going into a box like machine, which a physician needs to log into that machine or be physically there to read it. And so that's the current standard of care. So that's not useful in a emergency setting or a critical setting where they need to put something on by the nurse that's always there. Otherwise, these trained operators need to come in from a different department. They have to put the order in. They have to come in from the neurology department, for example, and time's already being wasted. And that's not helpful, especially when time is brain in such settings. So what we do is first we went after the contraption itself, which is how can we make it as easy as a blood pressure cuff, for example, to get electrical activity of the brain. Um, so we worked on the device part, from the sensors to the skin electrode interface to the hardware. And then once we had that, we built the cloud on the back end because we know the future is going to the cloud. And with that also comes AI-based diagnostics. So this is how we're presenting a complete solution um, for the future. And we know the future is already here because we can see how hospitals and physician offices are embracing this new change. So we have two products in the market right now. We are commercial stage. The first product was meant to address EEG or brain monitoring at the physician office level, where people come in for non-urgent scans, but still are suspected of having issues, and to make it very easy and seamless for a physician to just do it in their office. It's called routine EEG, and the product is doing really well in the market today. The second product now that we have launched last year is both for monitoring and diagnostics. This is for emergency departments, ICUs, critical care settings, where a patient is unconscious or not conscious to the full level and are going through the number 2 neuroemergency, which is status epilepticus, which is prolonged seizures, which could be a fatal condition if not uh, they don't receive medical intervention soon. So it really goes to the heart of, what's going on with the brain. And so the second product is not only a monitoring solution but also a diagnostic, which gives a notification to the nurse based on the condition of the patient, looking at the brainwave activity, and telling them if they're going through prolonged seizures or not. Every neurological patient, up to 1/3 of the neurological care patients in the ICU need it. So there's a huge demand for this product in the ICU, in the critical care space, even in the emergency departments where someone comes in with a brain injury, potentially, or altered mental status. So the problem is pretty big with respect to brain monitoring in critical care settings or in emergency settings. Think of it almost like your vitals are being monitored, but not the brain. And a solution such as ours is opening that door for patient monitoring and diagnostics better. So in terms of market size, in the ICU and critical care settings, it's about a $3 billion market just in the US. And in the traditional space, it's about a $2 billion market. So in the next 5 years, we're looking at a $5 billion market space that we can go and make a meaningful change in. And in the long term, we believe the future is going to evolve to diagnostics purely. Whether it's a stroke or depression or traumatic brain injury, the device is going to be just a device. It's all about the outcomes. Hey, what's going on with the patient? And we believe worldwide it's more than a $10 billion market easily. So it's a very exciting space because it's very foundational to what's going on with the brain. We are commercial. So first product, like I said, is doing really well, changing EEG in the physician office world, which is the top of the funnel screening EEGs. And now we launched this new product, which is really changing the game in critical care and ICU. So very exciting times for us. We're also doing a lot of work on the diagnostics piece, because once you get the foundation right on the monitoring piece, the next step is diagnostics. So we're investing a lot in that aspect as well, and bringing in a lot of valuable physician input, key opinion leaders input, so that we're being very informed about how we're developing the product. We're very particular about doing things that are needed today and what is asked by the physicians of us. Our product, you just put the device on, the sensor just needs to touch the scalp. The sensor is bristle tipped, so it goes right through hair. So there's not much things that you need to do. It's a simple training for a nurse who's not familiar with EEG and shouldn't be. It's all about outcomes at the end of the day. Make the device, make the product, make the solution super simple so that they get the outcomes they want, right? But we've been working very hard to get high quality clinical grade signal so we can feed diagnostics which are more reliable and accurate. We are working both on the breadth and depth of neurodiagnostics. By breadth, I mean we are adding new indications, which is conditions like stroke, traumatic brain injury. And on the depth side, we want to have a full stack of products for EEG, whether it's an office EEG or critical care EEG or inpatient monitoring, which is more longer term. We want to have the full depth, so we provide a full platform. So that is how we're looking at the future for the long term. In the immediate future, in the next 2 to 5 years, we really want to establish ourselves in the hospital market with our critical care product, and we'd be looking forward to adding some really excellent diagnostics. I think it's been a really fulfilling journey for me. I'm glad I took the plunge. I used to be in corporate, um, had an engineering career and then a management consulting career, but this has been the most fulfilling and rewarding journey, primarily because the people who have come to work at Zeto have been truly excited about something that can change the neurospace for the long term. So we want to definitely do things the right way. Sometimes it's painful to solve the hardest problems, but if you have to do it right for the long term, you have to do it you have to take the hardest problems and solve it, and that has attracted really good people too into the company. So yeah, I'd like to say it's been the best phase of my professional life. Past milestones, we closed a Series B round of 31 million in December. So that was very exciting for us. We launched our game-changing product in Q3 last year, and that's being fast embraced by hospitals all across the US. So it's been really exciting times for us. And now we're investing in a lot of furthermore exciting product development, where we ourselves are being pleasantly surprised as to, there is massive potential here. And but it's about staying grounded and focusing on the right milestones for this year. And we're looking at a bright future for Zeto.